Merry Christmas, one and all. In today's holiday special, we are talking about the cutest doctor of all, the straw hat Dr. Tony Chopper. I just thought to myself, when to better upload a Chopper discussion video? Well, being a reindeer with an oddly colored nose and growing up in a winter island, Christmas Day would be a perfect day to upload a Chopper discussion video. I am going to be talking about Chopper anyway since I am currently doing a straw hat discussion series. It just did it a perfect day. A snowy or winter being closely related to Christmas, and Chopper being a homage to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Christmas should be the perfect day for a Chopper discussion video. So in this video we will be talking about Chopper's ability, dreams, and backstory. If there's something that I have missed about Chopper, let me know in the comment section below, and let's get this discussion started. Additionally, if you found this video informative, please leave a like and subscribe. I make anime discussion top 10, top 5 videos every Monday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time over at the podcast tab on my YouTube channel, which I dub the Infinite King Talks and gaming content every Friday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which I dub the Infinite King Plays, and YouTube Shorts, memes, and whatnot every Fridays and weekends. Without further ado, let's get started. Tony Chopper grew up as a young reindeer to a herd of wild reindeers on Drum Kingdom, later known as the Sakura Kingdom. Growing up, he was ostracized by his fellow reindeer simply because he had a different colored nose than them, and then their treatment of poor Chopper was even worsened when he accidentally ate a devil fruit, the Ito Hito no Mi, or the human fruit. He was no longer just ostracized, he was feared amongst his fellow reindeers. When he comes to see the humans, he was called a monster and called a yeti, and was gunned down by them and nearly died. But then a passing quack doctor, Dr. Hirolek, helped him recover. At first he was apprehensive at the doctor, but then later he began to open up with the doctor as he saw he can trust him. They had a happy father and son relationship, but of course it wouldn't be an audio flashback without the sad and gut-wrenching twist. Dr. Hirolek was all along suffering from an incurable terminal disease and was at its final stage, but he was steadfast enough to cheer up the suffering people of Drum Kingdom. Chopper then overheard the conversation about the disease that the Dr. Hirolek was having, or has been suffering, and decided to search for the rumored off-curing mushroom. Chopper heard from the townsfolk, thinking that it could help the doctor recover. Chopper once again encountered his family of reindeer and once again thrown away by this asshole of a reindeer group, but it doesn't deter Chopper from his goal to find the off-curing mushroom. For days of searching arduously for the mushroom, thinking that it could cure the doctor, he served it as a soup. Dr. Hirolek recognized it as a poisonous mushroom and not as an all-curing mushroom. He also realized that Chopper arduously looked for this mushroom, and he drank all of it, thinking he's going to die anyway. Might as well just drink the Chopper to see Chopper's smile one last time. Very, very sad kind of moment for the two of them. A rumor started that all of Drum Kingdom's royally appointed physician fell ill. I mean, okay, a little bit of a tangent here, because the king of Drum Kingdom at the time, Wapol, like decided to just exile all of the doctor, like banish all of the doctor, and like have a select few medically approved doctors, royally approved doctors on the kingdom. Just a very select few of those doctors just allowed to practice medicine. Then the rest essentially gets kicked off or executed on site. So with that in mind, this rumor is quite big because with that little amount of doctors is quite the commodity in Drum Kingdom, yeah? Then a rumor started that all the Drum Kingdom's royally appointed physicians fell ill. A panicked Kuroluk then rushed to the castle. Turns out it was all a trap made by the king of Drum Kingdom, Wapol. I mean, Wapol is kind of an a-hole anyway. As a matter of fact, there's a law that was made by Wapol that any doctor that is not appointed by Wapol is to be hunted down and were either exiled or executed on the spot. And Wapol would charge a large sum of money to consult, would charge a large sum of money to the people of Drum Kingdom to consult a monarch appointed doctor. It's a way to extort more money from his citizens at the time. The only one who was not caught was two old doctors, Kureha and Hiroluk. Kureha did not fall for the trap, but Hiroluk did. Whilst Hiroluk was ensnared by Wapol, Kureha visited Hiroluk's home to check up on his worsening health and maybe dissuade Hiroluk from going, but it was already too. Chopper let Kureha in, knowing that she is both a friend and a doctor of Hiroluk. Chopper then told Kureha that Hiroluk was cured due to him drinking the soup made out of the rumored all-curing mushroom that he found out, which visibly angered Kureha. I mean, to no surprise, because that was not an all-curing mushroom, and that was instead a poisonous mushroom. At first, Chopper did not believe Kureha, and then Kureha explained that it takes more than a good heart to cure people. You also need to have an extensive knowledge of medicine to help cure people. This is one of my favorite moments in Chopper's backstory, simply because it is a very down-to-reality fictitious setting. One of the most down-to-reality fictitious settings, despite the fact that it has talking radar. It's kind of down to reality, like no healing magic kind of setting scenario. There is that. That's why I love this. I love Chopper's backstory. I hold dear in my heart right here. Cut to Dr. Hiroluk. He then dropped to the ground, glad it was only a rumor that all the doctors fell ill in an illness. And then the scene pans out, delivered one of the most heart-wrenching speech in all of One Piece about how he will live on, or how his dreams will live on, will be passed down to Chopper, and he will live on people's memories and hearts. Shortly after that, he was gunned down. Chopper went on a rampage, and when Wapol ordered to execute him, Dalton, the head of the military, opted to let him go. He was punished, of course. After that, Chopper returned to Kureha and begged to take him in as a student. and swore to be a doctor that can cure all illness. So, a little bit of tangent here, because you know what? This is actually the very first instant in the backstory, no less, that the entire theme of inherited will was passed down. It was originally passed down to Korea to bring forth the ultimate goal Hiruluk was aiming towards for Drum Kingdom, and then his entire ideal was passed down to Chopper, which then said that his death is not gonna be permanent. He's gonna live on people's lives and people's memories, hearts, and even his will live on. So yes, this is the very first instant in One Piece for me that the entire concept of inherited will has been introduced. As a reindeer can naturally commune to animals as a natural ability, and he also have great medical expertise as he was able to create a cure for queens, viruses. The Chopper Raj nebulizer, that's just like a big gas that spread around the stage hall of Onigashima to cure all of the people afflicted with queens viruses, and a sedative slows down the drug Caesar gave to the children of Pankazar, the Masui sedative. That's all for Chopper's learned and natural abilities. Let's proceed into the Hito no Mi. 8. The Hito no Mi, devil fruit, or the human fruit, which gave him the abilities to understand human intelligence and wisdoms. For me, Chopper's devil fruit might have been considered a zone, but it never fully transformed him into a human. One of the weirdest kind of zone fruit. It never fully transformed him into a human. Instead, if nothing else, it transformed him into a hybrid of a reindeer yeti kind of human kind of creature, but never a full-fledged human. So I just gave the Hito no Mi the ability to understand human intelligence and wisdom instead of just a fully transformed human. So that's how I understand the Hito no Mi's ability, which I found odd because any other zone like Kaku, Lucci, or even Kaido can transform into their respective animal or creatures, but not Chopper. One thing that the fruit gave Chopper is human intelligence, and with that being said, is the only oddities of this fruit. With that being said, there are multiple forms Chopper utilized throughout the series. Chopper is usually in this chibi tanuki like figure, the brain point, and his human yeti form for heavy lifters, the rumble ball, which gave Chopper 4 additional forms he can access for 3 minutes. Jumping point, his legs becomes more agile and long. Guard point turns his fur into a protective ball of fluff. Arm point makes his hands bulky and strong, and horn point grants him large antlers. But when he consumed 3 rumble balls, he became an uncontrollable monster, at least in the pre-time skip, and he couldn't move for 3 hours. But after the 2-year time skip, he was able to transform into all his transformation, but lost the Kung Fu point, which his more agile bipedal humanoid combat form, and Chopper only needs 1 rumble ball to transform into one transformation, which is the monster point, but he doesn't use the monster form quite occasionally, because, well, it does still render him motionless, and it's just for emergency situation that he busted out. So I really am starving for more of Chopper's fight scenes, because we have been robbed of Chopper's fight scene ever since Annie's Love, and that's like hundreds and hundreds of chapters ago. So I really want to see another fight from Chopper, because even Nami gets fights of her own, and she's also part of the weak trio of the Straw Hats, and even Usopp gets a moment, not really a full fight, but at least a moment to shine as well, but not really for Chopper. Not a combat, not a fight or moment. Maybe one moment was in the stage area when he developed the Chopper Rush nebulizer, but other than that, I really want a fight. A one-on-one fight for Chopper as well. So, yeah, hopefully in the future, maybe in Albath, cross your fingers, we get a Chopper fight. And maybe even a freaking Usopp fight. Because Usopp, though, there's a lot of moments since the time skip that has Usopp moments. I also need an Usopp fight as well. So, Chopper and Usopp, cross fingers, we should get that soon, right? We should definitely get a Chopper and Usopp kind of one-on-one for each of them, right? Right? Who's in agreement with me? Who's in agreement with me? Yes. Let's go on with that relationship with the Straw. This one, I kind of want to explain how how he interacts with each of the Straw Hats on my own words, not just reading off the wiki here. So let's go right ahead. First one is, of course, the Captain, Monkey D. Luffy. I mean, Luffy in general was Chopper's first friend and the one that invited him to the Straw Hat crew. His respect for his ideals as a pirate, as his strength as a pirate, and he occasionally goofs off with Luffy as well, like kind of a playful kind of family bonding kind of situation for Luffy and Chopper, along with Usopp as well. So yes, that's definitely my relationship between Luffy and Chopper. And then there's also that instant where Luffy just said Chopper is emergency food. Like, that's disrespectful right there, Mr. Monkey D. Luffy. Second would be Nami. Nami respects Chopper's doctor, knowing that he studied medicine under Koreha. Nami has a tremendous respect for Chopper's medicine knowledge, and same goes for Chopper with Nami's navigational skills. So they both have mutual respect for one another as crewmates. They do tend to bond each other because Nami also is fond of how cutesy Chopper acts occasionally. So the fact that he can act like cutesy, Nami is quite fond of that. And the fact that Nami also has a motherly side. So of course she would 100% bond with Chopper as Chopper is the youngest member of the crew. And with Roronoa Zoro, funny thing about Roronoa Zoro is he has this cover page. I can see if I can find it. A cover page where both Sanji and Zoro was like passed out on the ground, and in their imagination they both have an image on their head where Sanji is dreaming about him being fondled by Nami, while Zoro is dreaming about him being fondled by Chopper as like a big brother figure. So they have a sibling, big brother, younger brother kind of relationship between the two of them. Although Chopper also looks up to Zoro as well as someone strong on the crew. So yeah, Zoro and Chopper has like the sibling relationship as well. Sanji, I think Sanji is more also more or so the same as Zoro as well. Although there's a funny moment where they both diss Zoro for like being stoic and kind of heartless towards Vivi and Robin's situation at the time. So they can goof up occasionally, but Chopper does respects Sanji's skill as a cook and his battle prowess as well. So yeah, more on the respect kind of side. So with Usopp, they are, of course, they're part of the cowards trio. They're of the cowards trio with Nami, Usopp, and Chopper. They both scour easily and part of the weak trio of the crew as well. So they goof off with Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper. They goof off, and they also scour easily with Nami, Usopp, and Chopper as well. So they can have a bonding moment of how much cowardly they can become. Number 6 would be Nico Robin. I mean, Nico Robin and Vivi is the same in a way because both of them likes cute kind of animal talking things because Vivi has an animal companion, so they love how cute Chopper can be and do respect his knowledge as a doctor as well. So yes, and plus Nico Robin has a motherly side towards Chopper, so Mommy Robin all the way through. Frankie is the kind of guy that Chopper always is amazed by his technological upgrades on his body and to the ship as well. So yeah, that's another relationship and interaction between the Frankie and Chopper. Brooke, what instances of Brooke and Chopper's relationship do I need to highlight? I mean, they both are goofy, have a goofy kind of interaction with how Brooke always has to turn everything into a joke, and then maybe respect for Brooke's musical talents as well. So every time Brooke sings, Chopper just chills, like listen to the music. Jimbei, of course, the heart-wrenching embrace of the crew, and Jimbei reunion on the Wano speaks for itself. Respect for the strength and his skill as a helmsman as well. So there's a little bit of kind of family vibe on how much of a boss Jinbei there. So that's probably how I can explain each of the interaction and relationship between Chopper and the Straw Hat crew. Overall, the Straw Hat crew are all homies, my dudes. They're just homies. Okay? That's, to sum it up, yeah, that's how they interact. That's how their relationship turns out. So without further ado, that would be it for my Chopper discussion video.